Today on Catherine Learns Stuff, I'm going to walk you through how to make customized beer cozies with your iron and your heat press. For my beer cozies, I've designed 12 different labels to attach onto them. If you go to my website, which is located down below, you can have access to them as well. Once you've got those, you simply upload them into your design space. I'm just going to name this Beer Koozies, and now it'll be ready to upload into my workspace here. Once the file's in, you'll notice that it's very small. If you want to simply select the whole item and increase the height to 8.8 inches, it'll size all of the items to approximately the right size. The cozies that I have are 3¼ inches wide by 3½ inches high, so all these designs right now fit onto them. But if you want to make them a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, simply select the Actions button and ungroup. This will allow you to have each item in its own separate grouping. For some of these items, I've decided that I don't like the way that it turned out once it's come into design space. So for instance, this one, that's a terrible idea, Hold My Beer. I don't like how small the top font is. So again, I'm going to ungroup this. I'm going to select the bottom section of the text. I'm going to attach it all together so that it doesn't get in the way. I'm going to select all the top font and attach that as well. And what I'm going to do now is once I increase my zoom here, I'm going to change my settings so that I can change the size unproportionate to each other. So I'm going to unlock my length and width, my height and width sizes. And I'm just going to select this and I'm going to increase the size of it so that it's a little bit taller so that it'll print nicer when I'm cutting it out. So I think that's a little bit better size. I find that some of the smaller fonts don't really like to work very well. And with this one as well, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to group all my letters. And then I'm just going to change the song. Oops, that one didn't catch all the letters. I'm going to just increase the size so that it fits a little bit better. And now I'm going to make sure that I attach these two together so that they're printed at the same time. One final thing that needs to be done is each of these items needs to be attached as a specific item so that they print out together as opposed to printing out in letters all over the board on your cutting mat. I want this one a little bit bigger as well. And finally, the cozies that I have are rainbow colored, so they're all different colors. So I'm going to select a few of these and change them to white instead of black so that I've got a selection of colors I can mix and match with on my cozies. Now that I have everything ready, I'm just going to hit make. I'm going to select my mat size at 12 by 12. We're going to go to next. Before I do anything else, I just always make sure that I mirror both of my mats before I play with anything. So the first thing, I guess the last thing that I want to do is I like to rearrange my mat to maximize vinyl usage. So that I'm not wasting vinyl because I don't like to waste my vinyl. So with that, it's ready to print. So I'm just going to hit next. I'm going to connect to my Cricut and then these will get cut out. Once they're cut, I'll quickly do a weeding job on them and they'll be ready for pressing. I've gone ahead and cut all of my designs out in my Cricut and I've weeded them as well. I've got them all laid out on the colors that I'd like. And now what I need to do is I need to press them onto the cozies. I'm going to do it in two different ways. I'm going to show you with my heat press and I'm also going to show you with an iron. Whenever I do crafts on my ironing board, I always use Teflon sheets to protect my ironing board, my iron, and my crafts. And I'm going to set my iron to cotton setting, which is pretty much the highest setting on my iron. I could go to linen, but that's just a little bit too much. It's just important to remember that whenever you're doing crafts with vinyl, you've got to make sure you read the labels on the vinyl itself because every vinyl has a slightly different temperature requirement. Now that my iron is hot, I'm going to quickly just press my beer cozy by itself to get rid of any moisture that I might have inside of it, and then just to make sure that the top is smooth. For this, I don't need to use my Teflon sheet, but I can if I want to. And this is just a quick once over with my iron. Now, what I gotta do is I'm gonna place my design on top of my beer cozy. I'm gonna try to center it nicely. And then I'm gonna flip over my Teflon sheet to cover the whole design. I'm gonna push my iron on top of this, and I'm gonna use a lot of force from my upper body just to make sure that the vinyl sticks onto the beer cozy while I'm letting the vinyl stick onto it. I'm gonna have to hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds. And now it's on. The one thing that I have with this vinyl is that it's a cold peel, so sometimes you have to wait for it to peel off, but this time it came off nicely. And that's my design with the iron. Next, I'll show you how to apply the design with my heat press. Now that my heat press is at 300 Fahrenheit, I can start to press these onto the cozies. The first thing I need to do, similar to when I was ironing, is I need to make sure that I heat the beer cozy up so that it doesn't have any moisture in it. I'm only going to do 2 at a time for now, but you can do the whole, you could probably fit 6 on the heat press easily. So I'm just going to give it a few seconds under the heat press to get rid of any moisture that might be trapped in the cozies and to make sure that there's no wrinkles on the top level. And then I just need to place my design onto the beer cozy. Try to be centered nicely so that it looks good. And again, using my Teflon sheet so that the vinyl doesn't ruin my machine for other projects in the future. And I hold it down for about 15 seconds. Now the design is on, I just peel off my transfer sheet and they're ready to go. Now I just need to finish off the other few that I have. And that's it. All of our beer cozies are done. All the designs that I've used are on my website, which can be found below in the comment section and the descriptions, as well as all the products that I've used and all the equipment that I used. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my videos. Thanks for watching.